Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. This is part 2 of my Q&A video where I'm answering questions that you guys asked in the last Q&A video. And any questions you guys have today, go down below and ask me and I'll answer them in the next Q&A video. So, next question is from Mark. And Mark is in Ireland. Hello Mark. Upon telling my dad my best friend died last weekend, he told me, "I wish it was you." Why narcissistic parents try to destroy you? Surely happy son makes his life easier. Mark, I'm sorry for your loss. That is horrible, and I'm glad it wasn't you. That is horrible, Mark. That is. Yes, and you would think that, that if your children are happy, you're happy, but they don't think like that, okay? These people are pretty miserable people. They're pretty screwed up inside. They have lots of hate, okay? He probably has all kinds of resentments and envy and stuff like that towards you, Mark. I don't know. Typically they do. But no, they don't think like, make the people around me happier and that'll make me happier. No, they like to make the people around them miserable and that makes them happy. Pretty sick. That's the kind of people they were brought up and raised by. So it's just a pattern. Don't let this continue, Mark. You don't need your father, okay? And you need a father, but he's not your father. He's not a father, okay? He's your father, not a father. You get it? So, Mark, I'd stop talking to my dad. If my dad told me he wishes I was dead, yeah, that's a good enough reason to stop talking to him, Mark. I'm sorry, buddy. All right? Take care. Find someone to talk to about this. It's the best thing you do. There's probably all kinds of underlying issues and imagine a lifetime of things he has said to you. That stuff turns to tons of anger and depression. Okay, Mark? Take care, buddy. Marla from Arizona. Hello, Marla. Why do narcissists like negative supply? Well, that's interesting. That came right after that question. What I think is they like attention and they'll take whatever they can get. Now, why do they like negative supply? Because that to me makes them feel like they've won. They're above you. They're in control. Okay? That makes them feel important. That makes them feel omnipotent. You know, godlike. They envy you. They like these things about you. They think that your status is high. They have really low self-esteem. They get to know you, and then they crush you, and then they think they're better than you. But the negative supply feels good. It just literally feels good to be in control. Remember, these guys don't have empathy, so they don't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad. It's the same almost, except they might even like the negative better because that's how they live. That's how they grew up. That's what they know. Okay? Hot stuff from United Kingdom. What does it mean when they send you money? And the comment below you said, it means spend it. My guess, because that's all I can do is guess, would be that he's trying to manipulate you. So he wants something from you, so he gives you something. Typically, that's how it goes, right? Makes sense to me. That's what I think. That's my guess. Alicia. Hello, Alicia. How a narc male has custody and raises 2 children. Well, how do they do it? Not very well. That's for sure. Abusive. That's for sure. Controlling. That's for sure. Not let them do what they want. Make them do what he wants. And that's it. I mean, these people can raise children. They will provide physical needs. They just won't provide emotional needs. So the fact that if he is their only caretaker, I'm sure he'll provide food, water, shelter, clothing, and beds for them to sleep in. But as far as anything else goes, no, he won't provide it. Instead, he'll probably abuse them. And most likely, if he has 2 children, most likely one of them will be a narcissist and one of them will be a victim of a narcissist later in life. That's usually how it goes. Christopher from the United Kingdom. Hello, Christopher. Would a male narcissist be more likely to hoover than a female narcissist? That I don't know. Which cluster B would hoover more? So the male-female thing is just very difficult. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. Who knows? I don't think it's a gender thing. I think it's a disordered thing. I think this is a trait of a disordered person, not gender, right? It'd be like saying, okay, how about just normal people? Are men or women most likely to hoover? Maybe that'll help you. I don't know. Which cluster B would hoover more? I would say, then that's a good question. I would say that that borderlines hoover the most. And then I would say narcissists do. And then I would say sociopaths do. And then I would say psychopaths last or least. And histrionic somewhere in there. How about that? If I had to put it in order. If I had to put it in order, I would put it borderline, narcissist, histrionic, sociopath, psychopath. Just a guess. You guys go ahead and go down below and put down what order you think it would be in. Kind of interesting, isn't it? But typically a hoover is attachment problems. It's so borderlines seem to have the most attachment difficulties. I don't think none of them connect. If any of them connect at all, it would be borderlines. Borderlines are just so emotional. And when you look at like antisocial, the difference between psychopaths and sociopaths, one of them major is that emotional connectedness. Sociopath is way more willing to stay in an emotionally, like an emotionally up and down relationship with a family, stuff like that. Or psychopath is pretty much just going to go, see ya. You know, they're not so emotional as a sociopath. And you could say the same like a borderline and narcissist. Borderlines would just be more, you know. That's my guess. Thank you, Christopher. Rocios from South America. Hola, Rocios. Given how hard it is to find therapists for this, can you recommend any writing exercises? Well, yeah, I know it's really difficult, next to impossible, to find a therapist that is good, that is healthy, that knows about this, and doesn't just know what a narcissist knows and recognizes and understands what a narcissist does to other people and how to treat that victim. That is difficult, and that is where it is. There's something lost there, and basically it's just not taught to them. So the best thing to do is you find somebody who has experience in this, and you know that they know what they're talking about. Okay. So, writing exercises. Well, one that I always recommend, and you got to realize, after an experience like this, I say this all the time, this is a very devastating experience. This is something you have to process your emotions, and you can't bury, you can't hide, you don't just get over it, none of this stuff, okay? It causes major problems later in life. It will not go away. It will only keep surfacing. So, what I like to tell people is, where are you at in this? And that will tell you what you should write about. One thing generally, just generally writing, you don't need an exercise. Grab a pen or pencil and some paper and just begin writing. Write how you feel is the most important thing. How do you feel? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? So one thing I tell people is get a big piece of paper and try and get one big piece of paper so you can write down everything they did. This is just one thing. Everything they did that was wrong. Everything they did that was abusive, and everything that because of this relationship, what you lost, things like that. And what that does is that helps you, one, validate that they have a disorder, because anybody that does this stuff isn't normal. So that helps you validate that, yes, they are the narcissist, not you. It helps you understand that this is how they live, and this is what they do to the next person. This is what they did to the person before you. This is what they'll do to you again if you decide that you think you want them back. Look at that paper. This is what they'll do to you. Okay? The other thing it'll help you do is get angry. We need to feel these emotions. When you experience a sad relationship like this and it's over and you have no closure, no explanation from them, okay, you need to grieve. You need to mourn. You need to mull over this stuff, right? You need to be sad. You need to be angry. Now, another good writing exercise you can do is acknowledge your anger and find out the source. do it, everything, because anger is one thing, and I just made a new video entitled Anger. I think I'm going to release it next, or I think I'm going to release it tomorrow, I think. But anger is something that we all tend to lose track of. We tend to lose the source. We tend to lose the source of it, where it came from. And that is extremely important, because anger is just sadness uncomforted. So you have a child loses a toy, parent doesn't comfort them, that child turns angry. And it leaves a lot of bad stuff, being unsure and anxious and stuff like that, and angry. Okay? So those are just things you can do. You don't need exercises. Write down specific scenarios that happen that you don't understand. Right? If you think that something that this person did makes them not a narcissist, you're not sure, write it all down. If you think that there's something that you did that makes you the narcissist and you're not sure, write it down. See, the advantages of talking to someone else, like a therapist, is that outside perspective. Okay? So it's not all about the schooling. It's not all about the experience. If I could just sit and not be emotionally attached to this like you are, if I can listen to you and not be emotionally attached to the person like you are, then I can give you fair and balanced opinions and tell you, well, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't look right. You know, and that's the kind of perspective you need. And that's the kind of perspective that's about the best way you can get or achieve that perspective on your own is by writing. And another one is video. Record you guys on video. You don't have to make a YouTube channel and post it or show anyone. You make these videos, put them on your computer or on your phone, and watch them later. Okay? Watch them later. Something that really upsets you at a specific time, record that. Write it down or record it on a video, and you can read it later and you can look at it later when you're not so upset. That is a little bit of that outside perspective. It really helps. I promise you. I promise you. I've got 160, 170 videos right now. And I can go back almost 2 years ago and watch me talk about my relationship. And it's amazing. I almost can't watch it. It's just like, oh God. I mean, the perspective I have now is just incredible compared to then. Okay? Hope that helps. Bettina from Switzerland. How do you not start judging everyone around you and stay the lighthearted, kind person you really are? So, good question, by the way, Bettina. And this is something we all have to deal with. We have major trust issues, right? And I mean, to find out that somebody you've been living with, that you love, that you have children with, and you made all these future plans with, and all this stuff, to find out that this person is fucking crazy, to find out that this person has been fooling you and tricking you for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, is incredible. It's incredibly devastating. It just shakes your whole reality completely. It's like, oh, I thought the world was like this since I was born, but now today at 45, no. Now I learned that it's like this, completely different. It's like a bad fucking movie, isn't it? So, how do you stop from judging people? Well, for one, Bettina, healing from this will help you. Just healing from this. This is so fresh. The scars are so fresh. So getting further away from this will help you relax. You have trust issues. The best way, everyone, the best way to resolve trust issues, you have general trust issues with people. I'm not talking specific trust issues in relationships with people. I'm talking after this relationship, you feel all alone and you basically don't trust anybody going out in society. You don't trust dating and stuff like that. Best thing you can do is force yourself to do it, because it's a cycle. After this relationship, your oxytocin levels are down. This is what helps you trust. This is what is responsible for trust. When your oxytocin levels are high, you trust people. When they're down, you don't trust people. This makes your oxytocin levels go down, so you don't trust people. How do you make them go up? You start trusting. You make yourself trust people by touching people, hugging people, kissing people, looking them in the eye and talking to people, by saying, I love you. All of this raises your oxytocin. All of this lets you trust people again. Amazing, isn't it? So it's you fake it till you make it. Okay? Anonymous from Pennsylvania. Why would a narcissist hoover someone they cheated on? Good question. If they cheated on you and they devalued you and they told you how much of a piece of garbage you are, and then they showed you what kind of a piece of garbage you are by discarding you into the garbage like a piece of garbage, right? And then they go on to someone else and they want nothing to do with you and they don't answer your phone call, sex, and then now they want you back. That old game, right? And that's what they do. They want you back. These are disordered people, okay? They aren't looking for a healthy relationship. They aren't saying, oh, I was just in a bad relationship with that person, so I shouldn't go back to them. No. They'll say that. They'll say, oh, it was a bad relationship to make you feel like it's your fault, you know? But no, they don't care about that. They care about attention. So every single thing they do is for them. And what does she want? Attention, right? What does this person want from you? They don't want to rekindle the old times, okay? They don't want to make you feel better for hurting you, okay? Anybody comes back after hurting you and they never apologize, you bring that shit up. Because that's why they wait so long. They wait for you to not bring it up. They feel like, oh, 9 months later, they're not going to bring it up. And usually we don't, do we? It's uncomfortable. You're not as angry. You make people wait. After you hurt them, you make them wait. You see them again, and then they won't bring it up. So, you know, why would they hoover someone they cheated on? They just want more attention. They always have to be with somebody, okay? If they can't find someone right now, they're going to go back to old people. They're going to open up that phone book, or they're going to open up their phone and say, oh, John, okay, John's a sucker. John will answer his phone. John will let me come back, you know? I hate John, but oh well, it's fun. It's someone, you know? That's all it is. That's all it is. There's more to a hoover and why they hoover, and you can go watch my videos on hoovering. But why would a narcissist hoover someone they cheated on? Just for more attention. That's it. They know you'll give it up and they need it. They'll take it. They're coming by to pick it up. That's it. Christine from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Christine. How does a narcissist show zero emotion and empathy in their own life, yet cry watching sad movies? Great question, and I'll tell you. So, don't forget that narcissists, everything they do is about them, and everything they do is internalized, okay? Everything around them is internalized. Everything you do, they internalize, okay? So, when they're watching, and yes, they don't give a shit what they do to you. They will crush you emotionally and then watch it happen on a movie, the same scenario, and feel bad for that person. No. See? They don't feel bad for that person on the movie. No. They internalize it. They imagine someone doing that to them, and they cry. They don't feel bad for that piece of shit. They internalize. They say, I am that piece of shit. It's simple. You know, these people, when you get like narcissism and borderline, their biggest fear is abandonment and being hurt and stuff like that. These people were emotionally crushed as children. Now, they aren't sad because someone else is sad. I think they're looking at the person that made them sad and they're putting themselves and making it like they're doing it to them. You know what I mean? Whereas we would internalize that and say we'd feel bad for the person, and we would imagine it being us. Yes, that's empathy, but they're not empathizing with that person. I think they're drawing back old pain, or they're imagining someone doing that to them. You know, I think it's different. I think it's totally different. Hope that helps, Christine. And Isaac from Houston, Texas. What's up, Isaac? I'm 4 weeks, no contact. I'm getting help on medication, which helps. When I work on errands, when I'm at work and I'm doing errands throughout the day, I'm okay. But when I'm off, I get feelings and memories back about her. What do I do now? So, Isaac, you said you're no contact. I'm getting help. So you said you're getting help and you're on medication, which helps. Okay. Evaluate that relationship with your therapist right now. You said you're getting help and you're on medication, and now you want to know what to do. So, and you're asking me, which I appreciate. But if you're paying your therapist and your therapist has you on strong narcotics, then I would like to know what her opinion is on what you should do next. Because she's responsible for getting you on these drugs. So what's her plan? Just drugs? That's it? Do you even need to talk to her or see her anymore? Or does she just want you on drugs? Because don't forget that she makes money off those drugs. Okay, Isaac? She's making money off your insurance company, and then the drug company pays her money to prescribe you drugs. That's why they recommend them. It's a business. So, Isaac, you're asking me when you're paying a therapist, and you're not just paying a therapist, you're paying a psychiatrist that prescribes you medication. So she's top notch. He or she is top notch. Lots of money, gets paid tons of money. And you're not sure what to do when you're not working or doing errands? That's horrible, Isaac. I'm so sorry. I'm glad the medication helps. If you need, anybody out there, if you need it, then take it. There's no reason to suffer. And the reason medication can help is because this is caused from stress, and we want the stress levels to go down so we can begin healing. This helps it go faster. The problem with drugs is you don't feel anything. You don't get to pick and choose what emotions you don't want to feel or you want to numb. They're all numb. So just be aware of this, Isaac, and be aware that the longer that you're on them, the harder it is when you stop taking them. You're going to be depressed. But, okay, let's get down to your question. I'm okay, but when I'm off, I get feelings back about her memories. What do I do now? So, you need to be talking, Isaac. You need to be talking to your therapist about all of this. You need to be talking about each and every single scenario that bothers you. You need to talk about everything she did that hurt you. Okay? This is a process where you need to, like I always say, grieve, mourn, and mourn over this relationship, for one. And two, you need to find out why you were in it. You have feelings and emotions that you had before this relationship you just didn't know. This person helped surface these problems, helped surface these emotions, helped surface these old feelings you have. You need to deal with them. Talk to your therapist about this. Ask your therapist what I'm talking about. If you want, show her or him this video and let them know ask them, what am I talking about? Because this is what this person needs to help you with. If they just want to keep you on drugs, go see someone else. Okay? It's good you're staying busy. It's good you're working and doing errands. That kind of stuff helps. If you sit at home still, not doing anything, it doesn't help. It kind of keeps you in the same place. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Watch my videos. I talk about it all. You can go look at my playlist on healing CPTSD. It'll tell you natural things you can take rather than those medications you're on. These are natural things with no side effects. Don't feel bad if you stop taking them. You take them or not take them. It just helps you when you do. Okay? So that is an alternative, Isaac. And, keep watching my videos. Keep learning. I talk about all kinds of stuff you can do to help you get over this stuff. Keep yourself busy. Do new things, new people, new places. Okay? Fuad from United Kingdom. Hello, Fuad. I evicted my ex, and when she left, she said she will never forgive me until she dies. Let's hope so. Okay? Screw her. The problem is that means she'll come back. Is what you did is you created a narcissistic injury. Is what you did is you made her feel like the little tiny piece of crap that she is. That she knows she really is. And all the lies that she's been telling herself and you to make herself believe that she's actually good, right? You just crushed all that. You just put that all down and you knocked her down into her knowing that she's a total piece of crap. And she's going to take out a lifetime of misery and anger on So if she keeps returning, get a lawyer, or don't even get a lawyer, just have them write a letter to her, a threat letter, file harassment charges, document everything. You'll get her to stop. Okay? My guess is she's not done and she'll come back and do more stuff to you. Usually that's how it is. Okay? So that is it, guys. Please, If you guys are interested in my services, go check out my website, daviddemars.com. Follow me on Facebook. I'd really appreciate it. Like me, put my post in playlist. Okay, that helps so much. Share me, my channel, my videos in forums, different things, support groups. Let people know this is out there. There are so many forums and support groups I'm finding that they're talking about all this stuff, abuse and different things like that, but they don't know. They don't know that who they're with were disordered people. You know what I mean? And they're thinking of all this self-help, motivation stuff they can do, which not really getting down to the core issues. Okay? So this information needs to get out there. I'd really appreciate it if you guys support me and this channel and help all these people that are unfortunate and don't know and are suffering and might kill themselves. You know what I mean? Let's help save lives, okay? And let's help the quality of life in society, okay? Let's help children not become narcissists, okay? Let's help children that are suffering from narcissistic parental abuse, okay? All right, guys? Thank you so much, everyone. And ask me anything, I'll answer in the next video. And vote. Vote for this video. Give me a thumbs down, thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. Comment, ask questions, okay? Love yourself first, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.